Thank you for stopping by Ballistic Barbecue. On this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make your own American cheese. Let's get going. Okay, first things first, credit where credit's due. I found this recipe years ago on a website called America's Test Kitchen, and it is fantastic, very easy. This recipe is not really made with videos in mind, so I got to keep the cadence going. So first thing I want to show you, in their recipe they used a disposable aluminum bread pan, like a 4x5 aluminum bread pan. I have here a acrylic cube. It's 4 inches by 4 inches, 4 inches deep, and I have it lined with basically two 4-inch strips of parchment paper. I'm going to set this off the side. I'm going to be working fast. I don't want to have to talk about that thing. I have here 2 tablespoons of water, and to the water I'm going to sprinkle on 3 teaspoons of gelatin. Just get this bloomed here. Okay, in the pot here I have 1 1/4 cups whole milk. I'm going to get this on the stove top, bring it up to a boil. In my food processor, I have 24 ounces of shredded Colby cheese. Now the cool thing about this recipe is you can use whatever cheese you want. If you want to use Swiss or Jack, go for it. You'll end up with, again, a really good product here. And the nice thing about making American cheese at home is we know what's going in it. And you'll see most of the ingredients, the top on the list here is going to be cheese. Nothing scary is going in this recipe. I'm going to pulse this, just get it kind of chopped up a little bit finer. Now we're going to add our dry ingredients. I have here 2 tablespoons of powdered whole milk, not non-fat milk. This stuff is awesome. Backpacker's Pantry. I take this on backpacking trips when I start craving milk, which I do every time I go. And this is what I use, but there's other brands. I bought this on Amazon. So pour that in here. 2 teaspoons salt, and I'm using kosher salt. Then I have here 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Get this pulsed up. All right, the milk is boiling. Now we're going to add this gelatin. Get it stirred in. The gelatin is now dissolved in this hot milk. Transfer this into a measuring cup. And this is just to make it easier to pour in the processor here. Okay, what I'm going to do now is fire up the processor and slowly pour in this hot milk with the gelatin mixture. You want to make sure you're scraping the sides. All right, it's nice and smooth now. We're ready to get it in the cube. We're going to try to go nice and quickly here. I'm wearing a glove in case I want to use my hand to pack it a little bit. And I just use these little paper clip things to help that paper stay in place here. Okay, I just sprayed a little bit of nonstick on my glove. That'll keep the cheese from sticking to my glove. And there you go, it looks pretty good. Just basically the goal is to not have a whole bunch of air bubbles in there. We'll see a couple of wrinkles in the side of the paper, but it'll be fine. Once I put it on the cheese slicer, you'll never know. So what I'm going to do now is wrap this really good with plastic wrap on the top, make sure that no air, can penetrate through the top. I'm going to get it in the fridge. I'm going to let this refrigerate overnight, but it's going to take, 3 to 5 hours basically to really set up and become sliceable American cheese. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We are back. It is the next morning. Next thing I'm going to do is just take like a butter spread or whatever and insert it down between the parchment and this acrylic just to make sure that there's nothing hung up. Take this and here it comes. There we go. Looks good, has a perfect texture. This is a less processed American cheese. Wow, look at this. Next thing we have to do is slice this bad boy. I trimmed off some of those edges that were sticking up here. It's probably going to take, I'm guessing, 3, maybe 4 slices before we start getting really nice slices. I can tell you the first couple slices will probably have a big hole in it. There we go. And there we are, American cheese, homemade. We know exactly what went into this, and it's mostly cheese. Now we have to put this to the melt test. The best way to test this thing out is going to be through grilled cheese sandwich science here. Go ahead and get some bread. This is just wheat bread, that's what I like, with butter on the downside there. Ooh, hot. I don't have a whole lot of feeling left in my fingers though. Let's give this a tear. There we go. This is why American cheese rocks a hamburger. Just so creamy and gooey. So I made this video for a couple reasons. One was simply because a lot of my viewers in other countries are writing me asking, hey, what can I substitute for American cheese? We do not have it here. And they want to make like a legitimate American diner, just old-fashioned cheeseburger. That's one reason. The other reason is, American cheese has got a pretty bad rap. I know everything that is in this, everything. I put it there. And as you saw from the recipe, a huge percentage of it, I mean, most of this is cheese. It's cheese. And you can modify this. I mean, I could have added, peppers like jalapenos or habanero or something, whatever. I could have used a different type of cheese. But I think Colby, if you want the true American style American cheese, Colby, you'll also see it marketed as Longhorn Jack is a good call. I'm very happy with this. What I'm going to do now is just finish off the slicing. I'll keep them separated with parchment paper, vacuum seal it. You'll be seeing this appear in videos in the future here. Thank you guys for stopping by, and keep those suggestions coming. I really appreciate it. See you on the next video. Cheers.